co-founder of the Soma AI. Good morning,
Good
Marcella.
morning.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
And good morning, Sir Shadrach Apollo.
Good morning.
Now, even as we build the basis of this particular conversation, and Marcella, I want you to tell us about you once, a teacher. And
Yes.
tell us about, from teaching, to chatbots and Soma AI. What does Soma AI, incorporate in this modern world?
So thank you.
Yeah.
My name is Marcella. I was a classroom teacher. I still teach kids.
Yeah.
From Chalkboards to Chatbots. It is
Exactly.
quite an interesting journey to say.
Yeah.
Because it started with me being a classroom teacher. I used to teach at Alliance High School sometimes back in 2021. And it started with me feeling like overwhelmed with like drawings, schemes of work, lesson plans, and other professional documents that are needed as a teacher. And it came to a point, like at that point, I wished I had support. Like, how can I do like this really first? Because I have like 5 classes in a day, and I have to like sit down and draft all of them handwritten to go to class. And schemes of work writing, if you're a teacher in a classroom, you know how hard that is.
Yeah.
So at some point, I got into publishing, and from there I started seeing, how can I bring in like this expertise into like ed tech. And then back in high school, we had smart classrooms. So it was an idea that has been like, living in my head to a point I was like, I think it's time we had like automated stuff for teachers.
Yeah.
And with the evolution of AI, I was like, how do teachers use AI actually in their daily lives? And of course, we are coming from a point in life where like teachers are using like AI as a tool, saying, oh, is it gonna like replace me?
Right.
Is it gonna like help me do my work, or is it just another complicated tech thing that people are actually pushing to us?
Yeah.
So that is where like Soma was born. Now tailored to the curriculum to actually help a real classroom teacher offload their work. Automate their schemes of work, automate their lesson plans to make their work easy in the day-to-day runnings.
Right. Now, Mr. Shadrach,
Yes.
what made you co-found, the Soma AI? What was the idea behind the Soma AI?
Okay, thank you. First and foremost, my mother is a teacher, so having grown up with her in the house, I saw firsthand like the amount of struggle and effort she was undergoing in preparing these professional documents that teachers need in order to deliver on their work. And so naturally, as a software engineer, I wanted to solve this problem and make it more efficient, make it easier to do. And this is how the idea of Soma was born. The idea was to just be able to automate and maybe save time that the teachers spend on creating these professional documents, because I saw with the power of artificial intelligence and the current state of technology, it's now possible to actually solve this problem, and it doesn't need to continue being a hindrance to the way teachers deliver their work.
Now, how does Soma differs from other educational digital platforms?
Okay. Soma is different from the other digital platform in that we are fully powered by artificial intelligence, because unlike most other edtech platforms that usually have a knowledge base of content that they've developed, and they use a platform to disseminate it, Soma doesn't work like that. Soma is instead plugged into an artificial intelligence that has all the knowledge that humans have ever created, and this enables it to become a super teacher who can help the other teachers in delivering their knowledge to students.
Now, Marcella, how do teachers respond to the Soma AI and the evolving technology in the Soma AI?
We have had like really positive feedback from teachers and other educators who are using Soma AI, because this is an AI that is actually taught to understand them. It's aligned to the curriculum. So when you ask a teacher, actually, have you started using AI or artificial intelligence? They ask you ChatGPT, and then you're like, is it really going to help you do your stuff? So we have trained Soma to actually align to the CBC or CPE at the moment, so the teachers do not struggle much like finding their way around the platform.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Shadrach, how do you make Soma AI aligned to the Kenyan curriculum right now, the the CBC curriculum?
That's a good question, and that's where my co-founder Marcella comes in, because she has extensive experience in actually making documents that are curriculum certified by the government, and she's actually published several books. So in regards to making the system more compliant with what the government needs. We are covered in that regards, in that my co-founder brings in all the knowledge that we need and the expertise that we need to make our system fully compliant with the CBC curriculum.
Yeah, now Marcella, tell us about some of the features that resonates with the students in this curriculum.
So if you're a student, so in Soma platform, you can create accounts as like 3 people. So we have the parent, and then usually the parent is like the student account at this point. But then we assume like the children do not have like their own mobile phones, so they're gonna use their parents' phones to sign up in the platform. And then for the teachers, so if you are a teacher, you get like schemes of work generator, you get lesson plan generator, you get exams generator, you get like the AI chatbot to help you do your stuff, like a chat GPT, but now it's in Soma, it's called Helen the chatbot. And then if you're a student, you get like feedback for your essay writing, you get a debate partner. So probably a child is preparing for a debate. So our AI is able to like give you that aspect of it's curriculum aligned, and whatever you're trying to get from the platform, it's going to help your child do like their debate preparations, the exam preparations as well. And then we have interactive books that they're able to like go through them in the platform.
All right, Mr. Shadrack, how can parents, track their child's progress in learning through the Soma AI?
Okay, the Soma AI actually gives a parent a very specialized dashboard that's specifically suited for them, because currently at the moment, like not a lot of students have an ID or like a phone number that's required to create an account. So we have the parents create for them an account, and by default, when they create the account, they're able to monitor, because we send them weekly reports on how the students are doing, which tools they're using, what sectors of improvement we see, and through this, the parent is actually able to understand their children's progress much, much better.
Right, now, Ms. Marcella, tell us about the challenges that you faced, of course, in coming up with Soma AI.
I think one of the challenges is people embracing artificial intelligence. So they have a feel like this is just another automated answer generating platform, and you have to sit down with someone and to actually explain to them you're like, at this very moment, you cannot fail to embrace artificial intelligence in your day-to-day life. So I think it's wise for you to join in the one that is actually tailored to your job. We have so many AIs that you can use. We do not refute that, say that there are no other AIs that you can use here. But this one is like really Kenyan-based. It's locally relevant to what you're doing in your day-to-day work.
Right. Now, Mr. Shadrack, how do you envision, the EdTech technology in Africa and, the Soma AI? What's the future of Soma AI?
Part of what we are envisioning with Soma AI is we want to get it to a point where it can actually understand our indigenous languages, because one of the barriers right now to using AI is you have to understand English and you have to be computer literate.
Right.
But we're trying to get it to a point whereby it can understand your local language, whether it's Kikuyu, whether it's Luo, whether it's Meru, whether it's Giriama. We want to train it on African languages, because we do believe that students understand better when they're taught in their own languages, rather than them having to first understand a foreign language and then use it to understand the education.
Right now, Ms. Marcella, many of the parents worry about the screen time when, their children, screen time they use on their phones. Now, how does Soma give, that environment of, that a parent can feel safe?
So what we have at the moment is a platform that is distraction-free. But distraction-free, I mean, like we don't have like any ads in the platform. Yeah. So if you have given a tablet to your child to use Soma platform, you should be confident. They have books there. They have even the AI tools that are there. They are actually aligned to their education. So the parent should feel safe to know like it's not just another AI that child can just find whatever they want to find. We have like limits onto that on what they can find out there. Yeah.
Now, Mr. Shadrack, what advice would you give, to young innovators who want to come up, with these technologies, and what are some of the challenges that you'd advise them, when coming up with these EdTech?
Right. I think one of the main advice I can give any young innovator or budding developer out there is to just start early and start with whatever you have. A lot of the times it might feel like you need to wait until the conditions are right, but the truth is the conditions are never going to be right. You just have to jump in and get started and build the whole thing on the way down. And the good thing with the state of technology right now is you can also still use the AI to actually build your idea and get past several limitations that previously existed, maybe due to skill or whatever other factors. So just start, whether or not you have funding, whether or not you have the right team, start, and the right team and the right funding will find you on the way.
Now, Masala, what's your vision on the Soma Soma AI and its impact to the education sector in Kenya?
I'd like Soma Soma AI to be like the AI parents think of when they want their children to start using artificial intelligence.
Right.
I want this to be a platform where parents feel safe. I want this to be a platform where teachers feel like, oh, I need to do this. Let me get it on Soma Soma AI. I want to be the force behind revolutionizing education in this country and beyond. Yeah.
Now, Mr. Shadrack, even as you wind up, how will the educators and students and parents, get in touch with the Soma Soma AI?
Okay, so we are active on all social media platforms as Soma Soma AI, and through our website, they can also visit us on www.somasoma.app. And if they need to send us any communication, we are available through info@somasoma.app.
Now, Masala, what advice would you give, to the parents and the educators who may want to digitize their, teaching and learning?
I think start, just as Shadrack said, have an idea and always don't feel shy, asking for help or telling people, I have this idea that is yet to be implemented, because I did not come from a tech space. So I came from an idea space, and I got someone who's in tech space to help bring the idea to life.
Yeah.
So always start somewhere, have the idea in you. Do not shy away from saying what is in your head, and you'll get the right people to build with.
Now, what lesson have you learned so far when coming up with this platform that you wished you knew earlier?
What did I wish I knew earlier? Is that telling people to use artificial intelligence, especially coming from our teachers, telling teachers to actually use AI, you have to actually train them on what is AI in the first place. Yeah. I feel like that was, I felt like from my space, I knew what is artificial intelligence, and I knew the extent it can do to help staff. But then I was met with a group of people who were what are you talking about? Can you take me through, what is artificial intelligence in the first place? So I feel I wish I knew that idea. The group of people that I'm dealing with are people who are a little bit conservative in their craft. Yeah.
Now, Mr. Shadrack, share us about your journey, and how has your journey been as a tech entrepreneur in the African education sector?
My journey has mostly been self-taught. Unfortunately, that's one of the things that actually inspired me to get into the education space, because I felt like the quality of education and the outcomes that it's giving is not exactly what we need or what we want as a young generation. So my journey started mostly from online. I decided to teach myself all the technologies that I need. But I should also mention it that I learned a bit of my IT background from university, but that was mostly just a theoretical part. The most practical part started soon after I graduated, when as many realized there's not enough jobs in the country.
Right.
So the main natural option was to now create your own jobs, and that's now where the innovative ideas like Soma Soma come in.
All right. Now, even as you wind up, do tell us our viewers, your social media handles where they can find you. Yeah, starting with you, Mr. Shadrack.
Okay, you can find me on any social media platform. I'm on LinkedIn as Shadrack Apollo. You can connect with me there, and you can also follow Soma Soma on all platforms. Just search for Soma Soma AI, and we'll be able to get back to you right away.
Now, Marcella, your social media handles?
I think I go by the name Marcella Karimi on all my socials, from LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. It's just Marcella Karimi. And yes, write to us at info@somasoma.app, and we'll be getting back to you.
All right, you've heard from the brilliant minds in the game-changing education sector. It is exactly 29 minutes past the top of the hour. That's not to wrap up our program here on The Drift. Many thanks for, of course, your feedback right here on Facebook. Let me sample some of your feedback on our Facebook page as EBN TV. I can see you, Lauren Kelly, saying he is following from Nakuru, Mika, Geoffrey Somba, Esther Kio, Sami M, Morunga, Chima, and of course, just but to name a few. Nasema asante sana for your viewership. It is exactly 29 minutes past the top of the hour. That's not to wrap up our program here on The Drift, a show that comes to you every Friday, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. My name is Martin Masharia signing off. See you later on in the day as we continue keeping you up to speed, those making headlines from across our 47 counties and of course across the borders as far as news is concerned. But until then, let's do this again when God says we do.